Ha ha ha, you might be wondering why I am dressed like a dirty banker. Mm. And with the old Bond Street's finest, of course. Well, if we have a look at that. But unlike Rishi Sunak, there is a lot less bullshit in here. Ha ha ha. Anywho, tally ho, people. We've got to have a little bit of bubbly for the shareholders, haven't we? You might be wondering why I'm talking in a rather posh voice. Well, that's because we're having a posh night. Anywho, we're going to have a look at something quite interesting. Got to have a little bit of bubbly for the shareholders. Wait a second. Ooh, especially if it's going to have a little bit of Bardenay in there. Ooh, somebody is turning their nose up a little bit lately. Oh dear, if my nose turns up any more, I'll bloody turn fucking inside out. Ha ha ha. Ooh. Anyway, ooh, fuck it up. That's a bit strong. Anywho, let's move on, shall we? Moving along. Oh dear, I've got to have a little bit of bubbly dear, for the shareholders. Anywho, like we said, got to keep it moving, and we are looking at some interesting news, as you might have gathered somewhat with the BBC News outline, with Amazon is to stop accepting Visa credit cards here in the UK. Oh dear, well, this doesn't particularly affect me, so I guess I can have a little bit of bubbly for the shareholders, as long as it's not Visa. Their shares on Wednesday fell by 4.7%. Eek. Ooh, I wonder why. Let's have a look at the article. Let's move on. And poshness might go out the fucking window in a minute, because I'm not going to be a dirty banker here. I'll save that one for later. Anywho, so Amazon will stop accepting Visa credit cards issued in the UK on the 19th of January, the online retail giant has said. Okay. It said that the move was due to high credit card transaction fees, but said that Visa debit cards would still be accepted. That's interesting. We'll have a little look at that in a short while. Visa said it was very disappointed that Amazon is threatening to restrict consumer choice in the future. Really? Or is it Visa? Who knows? Amazon blame Visa, Visa blame Amazon. Oh dear. I think we'll knock another button off. Bear with me. Before I know it, I could get quite hot and naked, but we won't do that on this channel. Oh dear. Moving along. Amazon said the cost of accepting card payments continues to be an obstacle for business striving to provide the best prices for customers. Really? Not sure about that, considering most businesses happen to engage in drop shipping. In other words, basically, if you have any clue about how businesses operate on Amazon, it's simple. You order your product from overseas and you have it drop shipped via Amazon. So the only way that this is actually really applicable is actually through customer directly. Not everybody does that, but you've probably seen the whole drop shipping palaver. It's something I might look at in the future, but moving along. The online retailer said that costs should be going down over time due to advances in technology, but instead they continue to stay high or even rise. Well, is there any fucking wonder? Well, we're in the middle of a fucking global pandemic, which actually now is picking up again because of politics and incompetent politicians. Then there's the whole microchip shortage, which I'm sure I'll look at as a later. So, is there any fucking wonder why? Oh dear. As Greta Thunberg says, blah 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 blah. Not that she has much of a clue anyway, but moving on. Still enjoying the bubbly for the shareholders. Good job it's not Visa. Moving on. An Amazon spokesperson said the dispute was to do with pretty egregious price rises from Visa over a number of years with no additional value to its service. Pretty egregious. Well, is it egregious or is it pretty egregious? I mean, that's like saying that's diabolical, but only pretty diabolical. If we want to have a look at the exact definition of egregious, we can do. Because I would like to think I'm a little bit sophisticated to know what this means. Something along the lines of shocking or outstandingly bad. Let's see. Oh, outstandingly bad or shocking.
Egregious.
Oh, it is egregious. Oh, but it's only pretty outstandingly bad. Oh, so it's outstandingly bad, but as good looking as I am. Oh, good. Maybe I could become the next dirty banker. Ha ha ha. Anyhow, price rises from Visa over a number of years with no additional value to its services. Well, that was easily solved, wasn't it? That would just be negotiations with businesses. Ever heard of diplomacy? Ever heard of negotiations and think tanking, maybe? No. American Express do, though. Well, that's the reason why I happen to use them. Oh, funny enough, actually, on this one, isn't this interesting to know that if you have an American Express card, you can actually not only get money off on your purchases with Amazon, but you can also contribute to your Avios or Air Miles points. Interesting. I'll show you how that one works. In fact, even on your portal, when you log into Amazon, you can even see that you can apply for one. Funny how that works. Subject to terms and conditions and status. Usual conditions apply. You get the point. Anywho, moving along. So, Amazon is offering £20, a whole £20 for Prime, the whole Prime customers, to switch from using Visa to an alternative payment method, and £10 for other customers if they have a Visa card or they have a Visa cards. Ooh, I don't think BBC have done very well with spelling and grammar on that one. Oh dear, they have a Visa cards. I will be sure to screenshot that one. Isn't that nice to know that the BBC, even on their own damn website, which is here, and I quote this one, if they have a Visa cards as their default or only payment method on their account, ha ha ha, they don't proofread what they put out. A cards. Well, a card, well, that's singular. A cards, well, cards, card S, I do believe that's plural. Or something like that, it's multiple of anyway. So A cards doesn't really make sense. But anywho, so Amazon are offering £20 for Prime customers to switch from using Visa to an alternative payment method. Well, what are your options? Luckily, I've done the homework for you. Let's have a look. I can escape this. Well, okay. Well, Visa credit card, that's until January the 19th of 2022. Visa debit card, so essentially your personal current account, which I don't know why you would even want to do this over the internet, but okay, fine. Some people do, and it opens the door for scammers, and then they get access to your main primary bank account. Okay. MasterCard credit and debit cards you can indeed still use, at least for now. Okay, well, yeah. That's providing your credit card happens to be a MasterCard, which it most likely will be unless you're with HSBC or Santander or probably Royal BS or somebody. Then, of course, there's the good old, my favourite, which, where did I put the fucking wallet? It's over here. To love it. The old Amex, of course. To love a little bit of gold action going on there, so that's perfectly fine. So yes, we can use that. And I do believe, what have I gone and done here? What have I done here? I've now, aha, Euro card. Well, I don't know of any bank account here that natively issues Euro card. Go away. So that's probably sort of European attached cards, and then of course UK based Maestro. Yeah, there you are. Well, UK based Maestro, I've not seen Maestro cards being used since the early 2000s. That's something of 21 years ago. It's not to say they don't exist. I don't pay much attention to that. Why would I? I'm a hardcore Amex guy, and that's probably for this reason. Maestro, though, my understanding of it, they were with Cirrus back in the day. I sort of vaguely, on a digression point, happen to sort of know about them from Halifax, and it was the old fucking check guarantee cards. I sort of remember that. That's going back a fucking long time ago, though. Anywho, let's keep it moving. Keep it moving. Alright, so, yeah, you can basically switch is it £10 for other customers if they have a Visa cards as their default or only payment method on their account. So essentially, that's enticing to use your fucking debit card then. What a terrible idea. The other problem with this one, actually, just on this note, is if you've ever seen Kitboga's channel, links will be left below, this opens the door for a whole lot of scamming. This is going to get very fucking interesting. Anywho, let's keep moving. So, Visa said in a statement it was very disappointed that Amazon is threatening to restrict consumer choice in the future. When the consumer choice is limited, nobody wins. Really? Well, Amazon are essentially they're proving that one wrong, aren't they, really? Because essentially consumers do have choice because you have independent merchants on Amazon. You get the point, right? Amazon are just a fucking glorified platform. It's the same thing as eBay, essentially, but just bigger. Amazon started off initially selling books. Amazon, basically, if you want for a better word, are a fucking broker. And they take fees for it. So how does it limit choice? It doesn't. If I have an Amazon store on there, you have an Amazon store on there, and 1,000 other people have an Amazon store on there, you have a choice of who you buy for. And I'm not plugging Amazon. So it doesn't really limit customer choice. Not really. Okay, it limits it to a sales platform, but hey ho, when you look at China, most things out there are done by Alibaba. They seem to do all right. Anyhow, well, it's just here. It doesn't. Moving along. It said that it had a long-standing relationship with Amazon and that it was trying to resolve the situation so customers would be able to use Visa credit cards with Amazon UK. That's a key point. Let me just pause a second. Just got to have a little bit of bank for a minute. Cool, dear me. Back from my bank, just had to make a sort of unauthorised and unplanned depository. Might have to go again in a moment. Moving on. So anyway, it said that it had a long-standing relationship with Amazon and it was trying to resolve the situation. Okay, yada yada yada, we've just covered that. So basically put, this could look like an element of share driving then, couldn't it? So there are negotiations going on, but we'll get to something rather interesting in a moment. Now could be a good time to start buying with Visa. I'll explain why. Amazon declined to say how much Visa charges the retailer to process transactions made on credit cards. Visa also declined to comment, though it claimed that on average it takes less than 0.1% of the value of a purchase. Less than 0.1%. Really? That's practically fuck all. 1% believable. 0.1? Really? Let's put it this way, right? There's 100 pennies in a pound. Right? 1% would be 1p. So they're charging 1/10 of a pence per pound per transaction. On average. Well, that's on average. You do the maths on that one, dear viewer. 0.1% of the value of a purchase. That might be because they're not a majority player then, mightn't it? Open to a lot of assumptions there. This is rather sketchy. Moving on. Let's keep it moving. Amazon and Visa said any charges in fees had nothing to do with Brexit. Oh, they were keen on that one. No, but I bet it had a lot of things to do with sleaze, government influence, and oh yeah, you look at a lot of merchants on Amazon. Well, where do they all stem their products from? I'm not making any insinuations here, of course, but you look at HSBC, one of the world's biggest banks. is it Hong Kong, Shanghai, Bank of China, is it? That have major stakeholds anyway in the global market. I wonder if that has anything to do with China by any chance, with a lot of products being there. That's just me speculating, but hey ho. No shushi. I'm not going to stay quiet on my thoughts on that one. There could be a lot of things at play. But it says that categorically it has nothing to do with Brexit. It probably means it has everything to do with Brexit. That, amongst other things, as we said. Sleaze politicians? Yeah, we'll come to that one in a moment. Anyway, just off for another depository at the bank. One moment. And definitely nothing awkward, rather, in my banking. Things tend to stick up quite well. Moving along. Let's keep it moving. Less of that nonsense, thank you very much. Let's have a little bit more bubbly for the shareholders. Oh. So, where were we? Both Visa and its rival MasterCard have raised the so-called interchange fee on cross-border transactions between businesses in the UK and the European Union following Brexit. The dispute between Amazon and Visa is to do with the fees and the fees the credit card company charges Amazon for its services in the UK. Amazon is also considering dropping Visa as a partner for its US co-branded credit card. So I do believe that might be Chase cards then, and so on and so forth. I don't really know much that goes on then, but I'm expecting that to be the case. It is in talks with payment networks including MasterCard, American Express and Visa as part of what it calls a standard process the BBC has learned. Well, I don't think really the BBC learned too much. I think they actually need to sort their grammar problems out as well. Moving along, if we go right down to the bottom, well, yada. The Federation of Small Businesses is credit card fees charged by a handful of card providers which dominate the cashless payment space have soared in recent years. Not quite sure that's true with Amex, because more and more merchants these days are picking up American Express. I'm keen to plug those guys. Trust me, I have enough of it. Wonder why? Just a thought. Moving along. So small businesses are almost always charged more for card terminals than big corporates. Irrelevant. Because Amazon is strictly internet based anyway, unless you're talking of bricks and mortar stores. So when online giants start throwing down the gauntlet, you know the situation is becoming critical, said FSB National Chairman Mike Cherry. Well, really? Not sure about that. Businesses have had ongoing concerns about credit card fees from the major providers. Well, yeah, bricks and mortar stores, maybe. Internet, not so much. Last October, Visa and MasterCard were accused by the British Retail Consortium, PRC, of charging excessive fees. Trade bodies said that they had doubled in 2 years. Well, that's political instability for you then, isn't it? Hey-ho. Oh, and don't forget, what's gone on over the last 2 years? I know, half the fucking world, or rather the entire fucking planet, shut down because of, yeah, you guessed it, that thing. So of course costs are going to go up. Why is this even necessary to explain? Anyhow, moving along. At the time, the BRC warned that retailers would be forced to pass on costs to consumers, with credit card bills rising by up to to £40. Well, I can tell you one thing. My Amex hasn't fucking changed in its membership fees. Not across any of my cards, actually, for that matter. It's remained pretty much constant. There was a slight price hike a few years ago, but nothing major. So, I have a funny smell under my nose. Well, must be more of this, clearly. Oh, dear. Payment systems regulator said there were real questions about how well the cards market is working. Not when it come to Amex, they didn't. Funny how that is, isn't it? We will look into how well this market is working, including the issue of increasing card fees, a spokesman for the regulator said. Also, if necessary, we will intervene to address any issues we identify. I wonder on whose behalf. Wink, wink, Boris. Your secret's safe with us. Because any regulator is going to be backed by a government, isn't it? Just a thought. Oh, said in the final strategy. He said a final strategy would be published in the new year. Well, that's a bit fucking late. If by the 19th of January your cards are essentially, not going to work on Amazon. Bit fucking late. So you might want to start moving your money to somewhere else. Somewhere like maybe Amex or MasterCard. Not MasterCard. I wouldn't use them. Personal reasons. Anyway, Visa shares ended Wednesday's New York trading down by 4.7%. Oh dear. That's sadness. They're down by 4.7%. Well, actually, if you have enough money, now might be a good time to buy in Visa shares. One moment. Get me 10,000 shares, please, in Visa. Ready for when they pick up again. I'll take a risk. Lots of love, the government. I'm sure you know how that one works. They'll be fucking buying into it. How could you not take advantage of that? Anywho, that's the end of this funny little tirade. Move it along now, please, will you? Next video. I'm done with this posh bullshit. Move along now. Thank you very much.